Well, let's get it on. It's now time for the men's snowboard street style, and it starts right now. We got a big squad on hand here in the booth. We're excited for this one. Brandon Graham, Haley Langland, Jack Mitrani, and Josh Eckert will be our reporter from the course. So a look at our competition format here today. We've got 8 riders, 2 heats of 4, 2 10-minute jam sessions. The top 2 from each heat advance to the final, and in the final, you guessed it, 4 athletes, a 10-minute jam session. Ranking though based on overall impression, Haley, and I think sometimes we look at contests like this and we think, oh, wow, that was the best single trick, how does that not win? Overall impression, how do you define that?
Overall impression can be defined by a rider who is using every part of this course. You see these different features. There's concrete barriers, there's a pole jam to wall ride, and the options for transfer rails are pretty much limitless. So it's gonna be, overall impression will be rewarded to those riders who are utilizing those different technicalities throughout the entire course.
Well, let's meet our athletes competing here in street.
What's up? I'm Liam Brierley. I'm from Ontario, Canada, and I'm 21 years old.
My name is LJ Henriquez. I'm 16 years old, and I'm from Little Falls, New Jersey.
My name's Nate House, age 32, and I'm from Truckee, California.
My name is Pat Fava, and I'm from Utah.
Hey, I'm Craig McMorris, 33 years old. I live in Whistler, BC, originally from Regina, Saskatchewan. Go Durs.
Dusty Henriksen. I'm 21 years old, and I'm from Southern California.
What up? My name's Benny Milam. I'm 26 years old, and I'm from Chisago City, Minnesota.
What's up? My name is Frank Jobin. I'm a snowboarder from Quebec City, and I'm 26 years old.
Okay, this roster of athletes, maybe the best athlete intros we've heard so far this weekend, headlined by our broadcast partner, Craig McMorris. If you were wondering why he's not in the booth with us here right now, as you saw, he's competing in this event. He'll be in Heat 2, but a look at Heat 1, Haley, Liam, LJ, Nate, and Pat Fava. This is some heavy hitters to kick things off.
No doubt there. I mean, LJ Enriquez coming in at only 16 years old, half of Nate's age. That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, LJ Henriquez's story is spectacular, and hopefully we'll be getting into that throughout the contest, but a really special talent, and he could very well end up with an X Games medal here in his debut. So we kick it off with 21-year-old Liam Brierley, who has just been on fire the last couple of winters. We've seen him in big air, we've seen him in slope style, and here he is now kicking things off in the street style playoff.
Goofy-footed rider opting for that transfer rail. Liam is so technical on the rails. He is so good. Just squeaking over the kink on that down flat down rail.
Send for Jesse! Send for Jesse!
Send for Jesse, he says.
LJ Henriquez, 16 years old, born in Brooklyn, raised in Little Falls, New Jersey.
Going for the hard way. Switch hard way 270 onto that down bar. Here's another look at it.
LJ's early snowboarding days were spent on the indoor slopes at Big Snow American Dream, part of a mall in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Incredible that it's brought him all the way here to Aspen. Here now, Nate House.
Wow.
OMG. Nate Haas coming in here with that cab 270 on to that down bar. Locking it in perfectly on that back foot. That was really well done.
Out of Cedar City, Utah, Pat Fava won this event when it was a demo last year wearing a bike helmet.
Shifty out to
No bike helmet, though, out here this year, Jack Matrani.
No, but he still looks really good. You gotta love the hairdo, the mustache, and of course, the unbelievably stylish riding. He is so good at rails, and everybody that I've talked to about this event says they're picking Fava to win this, so let's see what goes down. Nice to see some of our slope style and big air riders competing here in street style.
No doubt, we re-rack with Liam.
Okay.
Liam barely. Wow.
Barely hanging on right there. As you mentioned, it's hard. Once you get onto this box right here, you start sliding, changes the angle, but sure enough, pop off, do a 270, catch it in between the legs. I'm excited to see what else Liam has.
Our knuckle hug gold medalist from last year actually broke his arm late summer. So here's LJ Henriquez. For more on LJ as he puts this down, let's head down to Josh Ecker.
Yeah, guys, I've had the pleasure to know LJ, I'd say about 5 years. I first met him on Slide-In Tour. And when I say this guy's hungry, he's starving. Maybe the hungriest dude on the slopes. Anytime he wants a clip, I end up lapping with him for about, I don't know, 2 hours, and he lands everything. So my camera roll is full every time.
This is a contest really made for LJ's talent. Also, Nate House.
So solid.
Going for that 50-50 transfer into that front board.
Look at the style.
Another guy, you know, he lives in Truckee obviously now, so he has access to Tahoe, but he grew up in Richmond, Massachusetts. So I think a lot of his rail success can be rooted to growing up on the East Coast. Here's Fava.
Ooh, board slide gap, board slide to switch right there
Sick.
on the transfer rail.
Just making that look so easy, Ailey.
Effortless.
Seems like the strategy here is kind of get a couple of smooth ones under the belt. Still got plenty of time left. As the clock ticks down, I think the tricks are going to get even more ridiculous.
Back up at the top, Liam Brearley.
Wow.
Oh! Sir! What?
He's the first athlete we've seen going for that pole jam to the top of that wall ride, trying to lock into that front board.
Here's a look at this replay.
Sheesh.
Getting it to that back foot, trying to pop to switch.
It was perfect. So what went wrong here? So it looks like that's a hard landing to bring it back into. Can't really tell if it was designed to go all the way to the end.
Definitely tranny seeking on
Come
that
on,
one.
LJ!
LJ backs it
Oh
up.
my God! He says, I see you, Liam, and I raise you one.
Still just 16 years old. Take another look.
Popping off of this pole jam, getting to that board slide to pretzel out. And as you said, landing, he just avoids at the end. He goes for the harder landing here that's kiltered and not just straight down the run.
Nice, that should help him out here on the leaderboard. Let's see if it bumps him up. It
Crowd
does.
loving it. LJ jumping up into the top 3, but again, only 2 moving on from this heat to the final. Here's Nate Haas.
Wow. Nate Haas going for the 50-50 nollie board slide. Unreal. Board slide, pretzels out of it, making it seem way too easy.
Pat Fava currently in second, has been taking it a little mellow from what I know he's capable of. Let's see if he steps it up here. Yep, he does.
Transfer back inside
exactly.
270.
He heard you.
He heard me.
He heard you, Jack.
There it is.
Wow.
Show this again.
That was a huge transfer, backside 270, straight in between the bindings.
So sick.
What you don't realize is how hard it is to line that up. He's spinning in the opposite direction, defying gravity. Lands it with a giant smile on his face. We love to see it.
Liam Brearley sitting in 4th, under 4 minutes here in Heat 1 of the playoff.
Redemption.
Going again for that pole jam.
There
Oh,
it is.
wow.
Oh, no! He just can't hang on. I wonder if his legs are tired. He's been competing all week long.
This is the 4th event he's been in thus far.
That is no easy task. Let's see, lands it perfect. Almost too much steez riding away from it, and it kind of bites him there. A little snow snake comes out.
LJ Henriquez, two-sport athlete, by the way. Also an incredible prep baseball player with Division I interests.
A pitcher.
Foregoing that, though, to pursue snowboarding. Our own Salema Masekela, very close with him, as is Zeb Powell.
Where did he go?
Well, he's going outside the lines right now.
Oh my goodness! You're my hero. You are my hero for that.
Clapping for himself at the end there.
Yes.
Wow.
It asks the question, who else is doing stuff like this?
And
This is what it's all about.
That's the beauty of overall impression. I mean, he's going routes that no one else has taken yet.
Very reminiscent
Or we'll see.
to Zeb Powell when he
Definitely.
hit the scene with Knuckle.
Absolutely, and you just love to see him hyping up the crowd. He's just such a ball of energy. Okay.
Wow. Backside 360 onto that down bar.
We're talking so much about Fava and LJ, and Nate Haas is like,
Don't forget about
the
me.
name, man. I'm in first place.
Jeez.
Perfect.
It's such a stacked heat. It's
Wow.
every one of these guys with a chance to move on, but you really got to throw it all on the line here. With 2 minutes left, Fava so far secured a
2-minute
spot.
warning here in Heat 1. Fava.
Wow.
50-50
Hold on to it. Pat.
to boardside 2 out of that transfer.
Crazy he was able to hold on to this.
Well, it's crazy to snap a 270 off of that with barely any room to pop.
He didn't quite get it around as much as I think he would like. He was a little too heavy on that toe side edge. It's very important to make sure that you're popping off the rail and getting that board all the way around, nose pointing downhill.
There's Leland Brearley. Could be his final attempt.
Wow.
Okay.
Hangs on to that one.
How did he ride away?
Wow.
Again, very few snowboarders as busy out here in Aspen as Liam Brearley stays up. Incredible. So here's LJ Henriquez.
Currently in fourth, needs something big. Let's go, LJ.
Wow. Okay. Going for the backlip pretzel right there.
Textbook. So much style.
Already a fan favorite in his first X Games.
Locking it in on that front foot. Popping it around. That trick is so hard. You see so many people attempt it, and kind of like you saw there, his shoulders were all twisted up.
Yep. Yeah.
It's even hard enough to get your hips around to where he had them, so incredible.
A lot of core work.
Nate Haas. Oh my goodness.
So he is human. Okay, confirmed. Look at the style, stale fish, lip slide.
Just can't hang on to that one. So much impact the further you try and transfer these rails.
Wait a second.
So Liam Brearley, after that last run, jumped up into the top 2. Now Pat Fava. This is his last chance to get back up into the top 2 to go to the final.
Wow. He's going to opt for that wall ride feature as well.
He likes it. Will it be enough? A little tail tap to switch here. Let's see this again.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know if I missed it or if the scoring just came in late of Liam Brearley jumping up into the top 2.
Caught me off guard as well, Brando.
So
is it enough?
We await. Did Pat bump Liam on the final trick?
Watch these guys.
Not official what you're seeing on your screen yet. We see and wait if Pat did enough on that final attempt. And he doesn't. And with that, Nate and Liam will be moving on to the final.
Wow. A little bit of a shocker there.
So many were expecting Pat Fava not only to get into the final, but to win gold here today.
Just that one trick that Liam did, that last trick that he did.
Moving on. Incredible. Wow. So Heat 1 in the books here in snowboard street style. Nate Haust and Liam Brearley will be repping Heat 1, Heat 2 when we come back.
Stick with Heat 9 here at the Snowboard Street number 2. We'll catch up.
We're back, about to get things re-racked for heat number 2 of our men's snowboard street style.
You take a walk down Aspen.
All right, we'll get back to it. We're finished off. And here's a look at your schedule for the rest of today. The heavy hitters coming up. Big Gigantic going to move over from the street style course to the music stage. And then at 5:30 is a Monster Energy Women's Snowboard Super Fight. For the men's snowboard or ski super pipe, excuse me, and the Pacifico men's ski big air to cap things off. But don't leave. Make your way over to the music stage for Dead Mouse.
Welcome back to X Games Aspen. Dominic there from Big Gigantic DJing. What a set for a show out here for street style. An incredible day. Yeah, this happened in the booth during slope. The man who took the world by storm yesterday, Hiroto Ogawara, with the 24:30. And he was nice enough to stop by the booth and hang with Craig and I during the men's snowboard sub-style contest. Speaking of Craiger Bear, look who's batting leadoff here in heat number 2 of the men's snowboard street style final. Craig McMorris, Patrick Hoffman, Benny Milam, and Frank Jobin.
Another stacked heat.
Heavy lineup, Jack and Haley.
Where did Craig find the time to even practice for this?
He found, to be completely transparent with you, no time.
Okay, this should be interesting.
I got to stand up for my mans here. It's simply remarkable that he is in this contest. I think he probably got a grand total of 45 minutes to practice for this comp because he's been doing the broadcast full time.
Well,
but
if anyone can do it, it's Craig.
With Zeb Powell pulling out, that created an opening, and Craig McMorris was our alternate. So here now.
Is he going to ride the 205 centimeter for Zeb?
Yeah, that's part of the deal.
Yeah.
Hey, Zeb's out, but you have to ride his board.
There's Liam Brearley just sneaking in on that last trick. He will be in finals. Excited for heat number 2, another stacked heat.
Craig gives the thumbs up.
Nice shades. Here we go.
Here we go. The Saskatchewan Rough Rider dropping in for his first attempt.
Oh! There we go, man ramp. He's like, are you okay? Sends up the prayer hands.
Craig got an incredible clip
with
man ramp earlier. Wow.
He did not break the position.
No, that's incredible.
That is a trained professional. You go to school for that.
Craig going 50-50 through that drop barrier to a little bit of a lip slide there on that last one.
There's a course feature, there's an obstacle, and then there's man ramp. Patrick Hoffman. our silver medalist in snowboard knuckle huck that he earned last night as an X Games rookie.
I was gonna say, that's Benny Milam.
Patrick was in knuckle hug last night doing one-footers.
Oh,
and it was insane.
Goodness.
And here he is today, trying to go for, looks like, front board crail on the tail. What is that on the tail? Seatbelt?
Well, yes,
Front
that
board
would be a
seatbelt?
seatbelt.
So here's Benny Milam.
Nice gap lip. Looks like they're just kind of getting warmed up, similar to what we saw in heat number 1.
Benny qualified via the Copper Pro just a few weeks ago. He has a really effortless style as well. Doesn't seem to get too high, too low. Frank Jobin dropping in.
All right, 50-50 board
We saw
slide.
Frank in big air last night out of Quebec City, 26 years old, an X Games rookie.
He killed it in big air too. I mean, even just to be a part of that competition yesterday for the elite. I see 1 foot strapped in.
Oh, classic
Speaking
Krager
of
Bear.
1 foot. Okay. Suddenly just got really anxious.
Going for the
Craig!
Oh,
Craig!
Oh! Flying into the fences there.
Wow.
What an athlete.
I'd say give it to him. I mean, sure he fell, but he fell off the
No,
map.
I think he rides away.
I think he respawns after falling off the map.
Look at that.
Wow.
Okay. Boom,
Grabs
boom,
it, tweaks
boom,
it, is
boom.
able to get his back
Hold
foot
on.
back on.
He would have rode away.
You know what I think did it? I think it was that claim rev right there at the end that just pushed it through.
And that moves Craig into 2nd place.
Nice. So Benny Milam very early on, and Craig are in the top 2. If you're just joining us, only 2 riders, the top 2, will move on to the final immediately after this. Here's Patrick Hoffman.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Covered his eyes. Going for that board slide through the kink.
Who even thinks of that?
Gaps to the flat, board slides, absorbs all the kinks, rides to switch, whilst closing his eyes.
Is there a name for this? Is that the peekaboo? Like, what do you call that? I've never seen that before.
Here's Benny Milam. Currently our leader.
Wow. Slide on the upper deck down to the Jersey barrier.
Going for that front lip transfer to board slide to the Jersey barrier. Here's another look at it.
Look at the awkward pop that you need to have to transition that weight to be able to jump sideways from a board slide position. Not an easy trick, folks.
Frank Jobin.
Coming in switch for that switch back to 2-2. That's a staple in his slopestyle run.
Totally. A beautiful thing.
So stoked to see it out here in the street style. I know he wants to pull that back to regular.
You think he was trying to pull it back to regular on that one?
Definitely.
Good. Back up to Craig McMorris.
Currently in 2nd place, taking a page out of Knucklehuck.
Going in cab back lip.
Very nice.
Switchback lip, sorry.
Perfect switchback lip. Craig, showing that you don't need much practice here.
Practice.
He said, put me, we talk about practice? Put me in, coach.
Also, some housekeeping here. He and Mark, history makers here today. They become the winningest siblings in X Games history, passing Joni and Jamie Anderson's medal count, which was 24. Now the McMorris brothers, 25 medals. The most dominant siblings in X Games history.
Craig really carrying his weight with that 1 medal to Mark's 24 as of today. Mark also moving up.
All they needed was 1.
That's it.
All he needed was 1.
That's it.
And maybe he can add to it out here today, as he's currently in our top 2 with under
Craig.
5 minutes to ride with. Here now, Benny Milam.
Wow.
Locked in. Benny Milam is locked in.
Yeah, well said, Jack.
Benny is such a great technical rail rider, as you see it here.
Frank Jobin. We talked about it in Big Air. He had a really nice showing in the playoffs. Frank the Tank was officially activated. Can he do the same here in street style?
I like the way Frank's riding out here. He's not getting stuck on one trick and he doesn't make it.
So Benny and Craig still currently your top two.
Oh,
Craig,
go Craig!
going for that switchback lip pretzel.
He doesn't like it. I liked it.
You know, Haley, you're a wonderful person to ask this, as you've competed in multiple events over the years. The importance of practice on any given course for any given contest cannot be understated.
100%. I mean, if the practice is there, you want to use it as much as you possibly can. Do not take advantage of practice.
1 foot alert. All right.
Now, many of these athletes are competing in multiple events throughout the weekend. But yeah, like we said, I think Craig got 45 minutes a couple of days ago on this one and didn't find out. I think he found out while we were calling the men's snowboard slope final event. I think his phone went off and he kind of showed it over to me during commercial break. I'm like, well, strap it on, partner. Here's Benny Milam.
Benny Milam going from the pole jam to a nice lip slide at the top of the wall ride there.
Like I was using every feature here.
Locking into that front foot, giving it a little bit of a poke on the drop. Little steez.
Little steez.
Benny and Craig, 1-2 right now. Jobin right behind him, sitting in that third spot.
Frank's gonna go for that cab one onto that picnic table.
Frank's stacking them right now.
He is, yeah. I think the reason that he's in third is I think he wants to do a little bit extra off the end. Maybe not on this one, but the two before, he was looking for a little bit more, even though they were difficult and perfectly executed.
Yep, cab went on into that front board to switch. We saw this.
Oh, and he moves up.
Oh,
there we go.
Craig just got past. What can he do? 2-minute warning here for heat 2. Oh.
Ooh, Craig trying to go hard way back to the down of the down flat down kink rail.
Yeah, now this is where we're seeing, if he had a little bit of practice, that's probably the first time he actually got to even try that trick. And it was close. Get back up there, Craig. And you said it, 2-minute warning. We're now down to 1:30. Will Craig get another run? Patrick Hoffman, both feet strapped in this time.
Oh!
Oh, wow.
Okay. Crowd pleaser right there. A little board slide front flip to zombie pose. And grabs it. What? Definitely the most creative approach to this that we've seen today.
He has a must-see video part from last year, Brainwash. If you haven't checked it out. Oh, height meter all the way up.
Pure bliss.
Look at that smile.
That is a great
shot. Is that
shot.
a still shot?
Is that why he got the X Games mode right there for that reaction?
And with that, Patrick Hoffman drops it. It jumps up into the top 3. Benny Milam, our current leader.
Okay.
Wow.
Holy moly.
Smooth as ever.
It's been, Benny's been sneaky. Like,
Yeah,
took
just
over the
just-
top spot from the beginning and, like, no looking
Never
back.
Moved. 450 out. I don't think we've seen one of those yet today, have we?
4/5 commish. And then there was one. This should be the final drop of heat number 2, Frank Jobin. It's unofficial at this point, but in the top 2.
Giving us a little repeat of the same trick he did earlier, 50-50 up the pole jam, airing to the top of that wall ride, locking it into that back foot. Seemed like he might have wanted to do more, knowing that Benny Milam is in first place.
But if he feels good about getting in the final, maybe he holds back. So we'll Oh, it's official. Benny Milam and Frank Jobin will be moving on to battle it out with Nate Haust and Liam Brearley in the men's snowboard street final.
That is going to be insane.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more. I think they've held back. They did what they had to do to qualify, and now we're in for a treat. And Craig McMorris is putting on a show.
A lot of smiles, a lot of high fives. This was a great showing from Heat 2, but it's finals time when we return here at X Games Aspen. Welcome back to X Games Aspen 2025. We're excited to bring you this sellout crowd on hand for the inaugural Snowboard Street Style event here on the men's side. Last year, it was a demo. This year, there's medals at stake. And we've got 4 of the best dudes in street style riding duking it out for the chance at gold. A look at our lineup: Liam Brearley, Frank Jobin, Nate Haust, and Benny Milam. They had to battle through 2 different playoff heats to get here. And these 4 are the last standing. Who will end up on the podium? We'll find out. One guy who will not be making on the podium, unfortunately, because he did not qualify in from heat number 2, Patrick Hoffman. This is our viral moment from heat 2. Just some really good, wholesome content, a fun trick. But then Jack and Haley, this just really stole our hearts. It's how he closed this thing out. Just pure joy.
Ultimate bliss right there. Ultimate bliss. It must feel good to land a trick like that.
Well,
here we go.
Enough talking about it. Let's be about it. 21-year-old Liam Brearley kicking things off.
Wow.
Oh, huge gap.
To that lip slide pretzel on the down flat down kink rail.
High speed gap right there. Couldn't get enough pop off the end of it. So close though.
Oh, almost had it. Just didn't quite get that 270 around there.
So here's Nate Haust.
Qualified first in heat 2. What's he got? First trick. 274 fifths. Commish. Great way to start.
Nate is in the house. I like the T in parentheses. Yeah, we get it. Thank you. Hey, as we get this thing going, let's also bring in the 4th member of our team to get a real vibe check down there, Josh Ecker.
Guys, the vibes down here are just immaculate. When these guys hit the rails, the crowd just loses their minds. Let's see what Frank's about to do right here. Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah, the crowd liked that one.
We like that one too.
Definitely.
Frank Jobin was really on the outside looking in until really, I want to say his last run in that last heat to move up into the top 2 to get into the final.
Trying that switch back too to bring back on that rail, coming off just ever so early.
So here's Benny Milam.
Benny Milam with a smile on his face. Was that what he was going for, Haley?
Didn't really look like it. I think we saw it in the playoffs, going for that gap board slide, wanting to go 270, but was just
too locked in.
Too locked into the middle of his, in between his bindings.
Yeah, let's see if he goes for this monster gap now. Coming in a little bit different here.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's get a replay of that so we can count what just happened.
I'm gonna need to see the Mega Mo.
Yeah. 270
Cap
on.
2 out.
yeah, sure. That sounds good.
Tech on tech on tech. Oh,
Hiroto loves it. X Games' biggest fan. I mean, I just love to see him out at all the events all day today, just soaking it all up.
I would think he's running the world after that trick last night, and all he wants to do is hang out and watch snowboarding.
All in.
Here's Nate Haust.
Wow!
Holy moly.
Steez.
Showing us a little bit of variety in these tricks. Grabbing here, grabbing there, going 50-50, going for that crail to board slide.
Love the landing. Click.
Here's Frank Jobin, the only regular-footed rider in this field of 4.
Another board slide, gap, board slide, yep. Now, why is that trick especially hard, Haley?
I mean, not only is hitting transfer rails so difficult to actually make it to the other rail, but now you're sideways. You're playing with the odds of not even being balanced on one of your feet, and that's what you need to use to actually catapult yourself to the other rail.
Here's Benny Milam, our current leader.
A little repeat from what we saw in the playoffs, nonetheless. We love to see it. Love the steezy little exit there, the little tail poke shifty. Seen a lot of smiles in this event.
Liam Brearley, currently in 4th place.
Ooh, going again.
There he goes. He finally lands that all the way across the top.
Liam testing the amount of real estate on this course, seemingly every run.
Backside 270 out here, off on top of the wall ride. So clean, so smooth.
Crowd loves it.
So fun to see slope-style riders in this event.
Yeah, really good point.
Nate Haas currently in 4th place. See if he can step it up here.
Wow.
I think so.
50-50 backlip, 2 out of that transfer.
He heard the calling. This was so nice.
There it is, locking into that back foot, popping right out, getting the 270 all the way around.
See if that moves him up, and it does. Taking over the top spot. Nate Haas.
Frank Jobin sitting in 3rd. So Nate Haas, by the way, taking overall top spot after that one.
There's the cab 1 tail press, drop to front board. 270 out.
Benny Milam. And Frank Jobin jumps up into 2nd. Benny Milam all of a sudden sitting in 3rd.
Wow. Bolts is what we call that.
I like that stall out on the back 270 out of that rail. Kind of seems like he has a lot more to do on the off of that down bar.
Oh, you're right. He could have kept going for sure. But nonetheless, it was nice to see it just picture perfect right there. Brearley currently in the 4th spot, even with a couple lands.
Wow.
Yeah, it's interesting. What do you think, Haley, the judges want to see from Liam to get some movement, maybe up into podium position?
I think they want to see some more creativity. Like we saw right there, he's doing these transfers, but not like the way we've been seeing other riders do them. He went off of his nose there, which is really hard to do. It's basically a nollie off of that transfer rail.
So our current leader, Nate Haas.
Nice little style points on the in-run. Back 450. Okay, I think the judges also want to see that. That is one of the most technical tricks that we've seen.
Here's another look at it. Kind of slapping the nose at the very end of it. When you're spinning that much, you do need to have a little bit more room and amplitude to get that spin all the way around. That's why he only hit the last foot of that rail.
There's Frank Jobin.
50-50 back tail, hop into switch on that wall ride feature. Here's another look at it, locking into that back foot, looking between the bindings
so
at the snow, hopping to switch.
Skate style right there.
Totally.
And Frank Jobin taking over 1st place. No argument here. As we're closing in on 2.5 minutes to ride with here in the final, Benny Milam.
Here we go, the grand finale.
Transfer board slide, backside.
Nice, all right.
Hey, for more on Benny Milam, let's head back down to Josh Eckert. Josh, what you got?
I got the opportunity to spend some time with Benny out in Trollhagen in the Midwest, another rope tow park. If you guys were with us for the women's comp, I talked about how those rope tow parks just breed street athletes. These guys are the most consistent on these rails.
Yeah, that was fun to follow along on social with Josh being out there, and yeah, it's wild. I'm glad that all of that is getting showcased here and now. Liam Brearley sitting in fourth. Can we see a little more creativity?
Wow.
Yep, we can. And technicality.
Excited to land that one. Here he is, popping it over, getting in between the bindings, back to out. Insane.
Handy with the steal.
That was
you know what I mean.
That should move him up.
So Nate Haast got first place taken from him on last attempts by Frank Jobin. Can he grab it back? And Liam Brearley, by the way, jumping up into the top 3.
Going again for that back 450.
Hold on, he does hold on!
Wow.
Little crab walk.
How did he manage to hold on to that?
Oh.
Back 450, gets a little bit more of the rail that time. Holding on for dear life, riding away from that. Here it is again.
Officially in X Games mode, Nate Haast.
Hold on, hold on. That's
wow.
impressive enough as it is right there, just riding out from that. Doesn't move him up though.
Wow.
Frank Jobin, your current leader with 15 seconds left. Is this a victory lap, Brando?
You know, I think Benny will get one more run after him.
Oh!
But this,
Huge.
wow.
Frank the Tank.
50.
Oh, come on.
Here he is, coming in switch. Airing, switch back 3, 50-50 onto that down bar right there.
He doesn't get on the rail here.
Jeez,
That
wow.
seems
like it owed him money. Let's go back down to Josh Eckert. Oh, we'll hold off on that because this is our final drop-in. Benny Milam.
Coming in switch here. Cap 2.
When he needed it most, currently in fourth. Does it bump him up?
He's currently on the outside looking in of podium positioning. Does that change after that? We await the judges. What a showing in this final. Take another look.
Here it is, cab gap. 270
That was sick.
to switch.
We await the results here in the men's snowboard street style final.
Suspense is killing me.
It's a
Not gonna
nail
lie.
biter.
I feel like that should bump him up. It does!
Wow!
Sneaks into bronze medal position.
And with that, we now know that Frank Jobin wins gold.
So sick.
The kid from Quebec City takes home gold here in the men's snowboard street style final. Let's head down to Josh, who's with Frank.
Frank, we saw you down in Copper, and you earned your ticket over here. What did it take to take the gold up against such a stacked list of athletes?
I'm not too sure. I was just trying to stay on my feet, but honestly, I was just trying to have a good time, and it was pretty sick just riding with some of the best rail riders.
Tell me about a street style contest here in Aspen. Why is this so important for us to keep street snowboarding in contests?
I grew up watching Louis Paradis winning this contest, and honestly, it's been a dream for me since then. So just to be here for me means the world.
Well, thanks for coming out, and congratulations on that hard work, dude.
Frank the Tank activated, winning gold out here in the snowboard street style final. What an amazing showing. There you see Craig McMorris showing him some love. What a fun event. Congratulations to our entire field. And Frank Jobin earning gold out here today. When we come back, we'll hand out the hardware. More from Aspen after this.